Hello, friends. Welcome back to Living with Spinal Stenosis podcast, a space for real talk about living with lumbar spinal stenosis. I'm your host, Miss No More Back Pain, and just like you, I'm living with this condition. I'm not a doctor, but I'm here to share what I've learned, what I'm still figuring out, and the little things that help me manage daily life with lumbar spinal stenosis. Today's episode is all about a frustrating symptom a lot of us experience, but may not even know the name of it. It's called neurogenic claudication. Or as I like to call it, why am I dragging around this thick, heavy wooden leg? Well, if you've ever started walking, maybe just around the block or through the house, and after a few minutes you get this deep, aching, burning in your lower back, maybe it starts to radiate down your thighs or your calves, and then you sit down for a few minutes and the pain suddenly eases up. Mm-hmm. You're in the right place. Let's dive in. What is neurogenic claudication? So, first, it's a mouthful, but it's actually a very common symptom of lumbar spinal stenosis. Neurogenic means nerve related. Claudication is a medical term that means limping or pain caused by too little blood flow, or in this case, too little nerve space. Basically, when the space in your lower spine narrows due to spinal stenosis, it starts to squeeze the nerves that go from your back down into your legs. When you're walking or standing upright, your spine naturally compresses even more and the nerves get pinched. That leads to pain in your lower back, burning, tingling, or numbness in your thighs, calves, or feet. For the last 2 years, I even get the nerve pain all the way to the bottom of my foot. It's so severe that as my foot touches the ground, pain shoots up my foot, up my leg. You also may get muscle weakness or heaviness in your legs. That's why I describe my leg as a wooden peg. And you get that weird feeling like your legs are just giving out underneath you. And then the pain goes away when you sit, when you crouch, when you lean forward. Does that sound familiar? For me, it started with walking. I'd make it halfway around the block, and then suddenly my legs felt heavy, my back ached. I had to stop. At first, I thought it was just something being out of shape, but when sitting down brought almost instant pain relief, no, this is not my story. I can be dragging my heavy wooden leg in excruciating pain, and then out of the blue, it just stops, and you feel normal for a second. Why does standing or walking make it worse? Let's break this down visually. Even though we're just talking today, I want you to imagine this with me. Your spine is like a long tube. Inside that tube are nerves, sensitive, delicate, and vital to everything your body does. When you stand up straight, your spine arches a bit, and that arch shrinks the tube just a little, especially if there's already narrowing from stenosis. That tiny change is enough to squeeze the nerves, cutting off space, blood flow, and comfort. Now, when you sit down or lean forward, like pushing a grocery cart or leaning on a counter, you open up that tube again. You create space. You release. the pressure. That's why so many of us love leaning forward while walking. It brings relief. It's one of the big clues that the pain you're feeling is neurogenic claudication from lumbar spinal stenosis, not something like poor circulation or a pulled muscle. But quick side note, there's another condition called vascular claudication that also causes leg pain while walking, but that's caused by poor blood flow due to clogged arteries, not nerve compression. So if you're having any of these type of symptoms, make sure to check with your healthcare provider. But here's how you can usually tell the difference. Neurogenic claudication is relieved by sitting or leaning forward. I know I often find myself sitting on the edge of the seat, stretching out my legs and leaning forward. That brings me relief. Or, of course, leaning over the shopping cart. Now, vascular claudication usually goes away just by resting and no matter how you're positioned. But neurogenic pain often includes tingling, numbness, or weakness. Weakness so much so that it feels like your legs are just going to give out and you're going to just fall down to the floor. Either way, you should talk to your doctor to get a proper diagnosis. Now, let's talk about what we can actually do about it, how to manage neurogenic claudication. Since walking upright is the main trigger, the goal is to reduce the pressure on those lower spinal nerves. I find myself having to lay down because that's my best position. Sitting seems to pinch my nerves, make my legs swell, make my pain increase. Walking and activity does the same. So I spend a lot of time laying in the bed. What? Because I get on my own nerves. I have to lay down for relief. Now, try using a walker or even a grocery cart for support. Not because you can't walk, but because leaning forward opens up your spinal canal. It makes a world of difference. There are even walking sticks with arm supports that help you lean a little forward as much as you need to. They're designed for posture and mobility, and they're game changers. Give yourself permission to rest often when walking or standing. Plan your errands so that you can sit when needed. I used to power through pain. Now I just pace myself and I plan my activities. It's a big help. Working with a physical therapist can help you strengthen the muscles that support your spine, especially your core and glutes, and improve your flexibility. I avoided it at first, but honestly, it helped. I was not able to get through physical therapy, the normal physical therapy. But the hydrotherapy, physical therapy in the pool was the greatest. Yes, it still hurt. The exercises still increased my pain, and I had to just monitor which ones were just increasing my pains and which ones were making it excruciating. So also always feel free to talk to your physical therapist if the exercises are too much at that time. Later in your journey, you'll be stronger and you will have progressed where you can try those exercises again. Now, you may have to use medications Over-the-counter anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen can help reduce swelling and pain. Some doctors may also prescribe nerve pain medications like gabapentin or pregabalin if your symptoms are severe. I was prescribed gabapentin at one point and it did not work for me. However, it may work for you. I want you to be comfortable with talking to your healthcare provider about what you experience on medications because they can prescribe a different medication if the first medication is not working for you. Feel free to talk with your healthcare provider and discuss your care. Epidural steroid injections go into the space around your spinal nerves to reduce inflammation and pain. I've had epidural steroid injections. It was a temporary pain reliever for me, but you may have a different outcome. For some people, they provide relief that lasts weeks or even months. For others, not so much, but it is an option worth exploring. Surgery, if your neurogenic claudication becomes disabling, like you can't walk more than a few steps, your doctor might suggest surgery, like a laminectomy or a spinal fusion. These procedures aim to create more space in the spine, freeing up the nerves. Surgery isn't for everyone. Here are a few tips. Lifestyle changes that have helped me manage neurogenic claudication day to day. Right? I can sit down and get dressed. I can use a shower stool. I have a shower handrail. I sit on the side of the bathtub. If you've been asking yourself, why does my back hurt when I walk? Why do I feel okay after sitting down? Now you have a name for it. It's neurogenic claudication. It's a frustrating symptom, but it's manageable, and you're not making it up. It's real. It's not all in your head. There's a real reason you feel the way you do, and there are real things you can do to feel better. I hope today's episode gave you some insight, maybe a bit of comfort, and most importantly, a sense of connection. You are not alone. I'm right here with you, learning as I go and sharing what helps. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone else who might need it. Don't miss what's next. I've got a lot more coming on how to live, move, and feel better with lumbar spinal stenosis. Until next time, I'm your host. Take it from Miss No More Back Pain, and this is Living with Spinal Stenosis podcast, where we talk real life with lumbar spinal stenosis, one step at a time.